At the same time we're making lower lows, our stochastic RSI momentum indicator is showing us that we're making higher highs in the stochastic RSI, and it's confirmed, right? Because you have these closes right here and right here. You have this double bottom actually on the 12-hourly time frame on the stochastic RSI. This is extremely bullish, highly likely that this break up and out, okay? And as you all know, the falling wedge has a target, a technical target of the top of the falling wedge where it was formed from. So this is the top, and we happen to have a resistance right here, yeah? The upper limit of this descending broadening wedge or this megaphone pattern. So I'm anticipating Bitcoin break out of this and target the top of this descending broadening wedge, which at present is around 42,400. Okay. Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is April 28th, 2022, and Bitcoin is looking very bullish to me. I know for some people it looks very bearish, very precarious on the edge of a complete dump. But I'm going to tell you why. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, not only in the larger time frame, but also in the short time frames, okay? And we're going to have a look into the DXY. A lot of people are talking about the DXY, the dollar index, okay? The basket of currencies that the dollar is pegged against. And we're going to look at why this could mean something very big for Bitcoin. If that interests you, then watch until the very end. All right. So let's start on Bitcoin's 12-hour chart. Why? Because I really like what I'm seeing here. Okay. And I do think it's important to zoom out, even though you're looking in small time frames, to gain some perspective in the market, right? Whether you're in an up market, a down market, or a sideways market, it's important to zoom out, all right? And I've got my stochastic RSI, one of my favorite indicators, and I've got my price action. It's nicely channeled, right? I've got this peach channel that we've been ping-ponging in and out of, okay? And I do have a count for that, actually an alternate count that I haven't necessarily shared, but we can talk about that later. In any case, we've been ping-ponging up and down throughout this peach channel, and now what we're doing is I had this smaller sort of conical megaphone descending broadening wedge forming, but within that descending broadening wedge, we have a descending falling wedge, okay, a falling wedge, which is a very bullish pattern. Obviously, any pattern can break up or down, but in terms of probability, these patterns typically break up, okay? So I've got this falling wedge, and I've tested the upper resistance of this falling wedge once, twice, 3 times, okay? And all the while, I'm forming strong bullish divergence on the 12-hourly time frame, okay? So look at price action from here to here. Obviously, we're making lower lows. We're going down, all right? And this is what everybody's seeing, and everybody's bearish because we're making lower lows. However, you want to be circumspect in what you think is bullish or bearish, okay? Sometimes lower lows means a good thing for the bearish case, especially if you're in one of these very bullish patterns. So at the same time we're making lower lows, our stochastic RSI momentum indicator is showing us that we're making higher highs in the stochastic RSI, and it's confirmed, right? Because you have these closes right here and right here. You have this double bottom actually on the 12-hourly time frame on the stochastic RSI. This is extremely bullish, highly likely that this break up and out, okay? And as you all know, the falling wedge has a target, a technical target of the top of the falling wedge where it was formed from. So this is the top, and we happen to have a resistance right here, yeah? The upper limit of this descending broadening wedge or this megaphone pattern. So I'm anticipating Bitcoin break out of this and target the top of this descending broadening wedge, which at present is around 42,400. Okay, so that's just short time frame price action, and yeah, it's nice to hear about, but I'm not getting out of bed for, you know, what, a 5% pump. I'm not making life-changing decisions or career decisions or portfolio decisions on what, 8%, okay? That's great for immediate short term. But at this point in this sideways market, I'm not trading on leverage, so I'm not looking at these 8% moves. But I'm just making a point that Bitcoin does not look like it's going to lose this peach channel, nor does it look like it's going to lose any of our accumulation channels. On the contrary, it looks like it's breaking out of them and looking to break out to make higher moves on the larger time frame. Okay, so that's the short-term analysis. Okay, this is a 12-hourly time frame, and if you wanted to go into a smaller time frame to get more specific, here's what I think is going on. Okay, so we're on the 4-hourly time frame. You saw my analysis with this descending wedge, and if I were to put in an Elliott wave count, I believe that we're currently forming an initial diagonal, okay, or leading diagonal. Okay, so this is a 53535 structure where wave 4 doesn't necessarily respect the 382 Fibonacci retracement level that a regular impulse respects. Okay, so wave 4 can come down even further than the 382. So that's what I think we're seeing here. And a lot of people will think, oh, this is a messy sort of corrective price action. It could be, all right? There's a chance that it could be. But based on my larger time frame analysis, what I just showed you on the 12-hour, what I'm seeing in the 4-hour, so if you just look at the stochastic RSI, you can kind of see this play out here as well, right? So this is what I'm seeing on the stochastic RSI as well. If you guys are getting value from this analysis, right or wrong, please like the video, share the video with others, and subscribe to the channel for daily Bitcoin updates, occasional altcoin updates, and weekly live streams every Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so this is what I'm seeing on the 12-hour and the 4-hour, and this is why I'm bullish shorter time frame for Bitcoin. Okay, I do think that we are going to run out and hit or target the top of this descending broadening wedge today or tomorrow. So that's like an 8 or 9% move, okay? And I think it's going to be clean, impulsive price action. All right, now let's go into the larger, even larger time frame analysis for Bitcoin, okay? And I'm moving on to the daily, and I really like what I'm seeing, all right? I really like what I'm seeing, and I'm going to show you my slightly alternate Elliott wave count, okay? And I know a lot of people like to do Elliott wave counts with impulsive waves, all right? That's great, and that can be challenging as well, but there are not many people that do Elliott wave counts with corrective waves, and that's where the money's made, right? Because in correction, you see, corrective waves herald reversals. Corrective waves herald reversals both from the bottom to the top and from the top to the bottom. So if you can really get a handle on what the price is doing in reversal, in accumulation, it gives you a hand up, a leg up, okay? This is not 100%, but here's what we know. Here's what we know. I showed a version of this yesterday in yesterday's video, okay? And I have also alternate versions for our favorite altcoins that I may touch on at the end of this video, so watch until the very end. So we have our A wave, okay? initial break of structure, that's unambiguous. That's easy. That's like the higher high after the big downtrend. 73 days down, you make your initial push up. Sellers are exhausted, buyers step in, you make a higher high. This is your A wave initial break of structure. All right, I had trouble with this B wave. The B wave's typically the most troublesome, okay? Because we all know B waves can look a number of different ways. It can look like composed B waves. They can look like contiguous B waves. All they have to do is fulfill, two basic tenets, that they come in three waves, a version of three waves, right? Sometimes it looks like five if it's a corrective, complex wave, and that they retrace to a minimum of 0.5 of their initial wave and a maximum of 1.618. So minimum of 0.5 of that A wave, maximum of 1.618, okay? So that's why they can look like a lot of things. But here's the B wave that I'm seeing on Bitcoin, okay? And I'm going to get rid of our stochastic RSI just so we can have a little more real estate. I'm seeing this initial three-wave structure down as our A wave. I'm seeing this pump right here, this A, B, C, as our B wave, okay? I didn't see that before. I saw it was different before. Let's just say that, okay? And then this is our impulse down for me, okay? Our 5 waves down. This is our complete B wave, in my estimation, from what I'm seeing on the charts right now. So this pink sort of flat correction is my B wave complete, okay? You can take it down here if you want and just say it's a running flat, okay? Now, following that, you have your pivot, okay? For those of you who are subscribed to the channel will know any reversal, and this I talk about ad nauseum on the channel, any reversal comprises 3 corrective waves in sequence, okay? And I call it an A wave, a B wave, and a C section, not a C wave, because the C wave, typically in Elliott wave theory, is an impulsive wave, the end of a corrective movement, okay? It's the Y wave in a WXY. It's the Z wave in a WXYXZ. It's the C wave in an ABC correction, okay? But, so, just to be clear, it's called the C section, okay? Not the C wave, C section, okay? So to disambiguate it from the fully impulsive end of a corrective price movement, okay? So we have A of the C section, which is, to me, 1, 2, 3 waves here. Hope you see that. Okay, B of the corrective price action, which may not be finished, but I think it is. I think this is it, right? Sorry, right here. This is it. I think this is it. And what I'm seeing here is, I think, the smaller pivot before the breakout, okay? I may be wrong. All I'm saying, this is all to say that we are very, very, very close to a completion of this reversal pattern, this 90-day consolidation and accumulation with decreasing volume, and that's going to take our price of Bitcoin from the lows of this correction back up to the highs of our larger channel. Okay, we have a blue channel that we drew in, right? That's basically taken us down, and up again. So I think we're very close, if not there. So what I'm saying is that on the larger time frame, we may be ready, which means anything that happens on the smaller time frame now can basically be the herald, the starter for our larger time frame move. And I think that this move is going to 100K. Now, let's now segue into the DXY, because a lot of people are saying there's no way Bitcoin is doing anything while the DXY is pumping, and it's pumping to all hell. Like, it's just going crazy. There's no stopping it, okay? Let's look at that, okay? So now let's go into the dollar currency index, and basically it's the basket of currencies pegged against the dollar, okay? Right? It's a basket of currencies, but some people just say it's the dollar, and that's fine, whatever. Let's look at the DXY, the Dixie, the dollar. And what I'm seeing here, I'm on the monthly chart, okay? And what you can see very quickly is ever since 1968, all right, this index is showing us that we're essentially in a falling channel, right? We're going up and down and up and down and up and down. Actually, it's not even a channel, it's a wedge. We're in a falling wedge. I wouldn't say it's bullish because, I mean, although falling wedges can be bullish, I mean, it's just fundamentally, we all know fiat currencies aren't very great assets to rely on for long-term sort of growth. Okay, so this is what we're seeing long-term. All right, this is a monthly chart. Now, on this monthly chart, I've put in a 5-wave Elliott wave push. All right, so a 5-wave impulse. This is what I'm seeing. I've measured it using Fibonacci extension. So this wave 3 hits approximately at the 1618 Fibonacci extension of this wave 1, and so on and so forth. So this is all kosher, okay? So as we saw, it pushes from the top to the bottom to the top to the bottom of this wedge, okay? And actually we can draw the wedge out to see if it gives us any important support and resistance. I don't think it really does, to be honest, because, you know, we already kind of, we didn't meet resistance here, and I don't think we're going to meet resistance here, and we don't have multiple data points for this trend line to be accurate. So no trend line. Okay, so 5 waves up. What do you get after 5 waves up? Invariably, in Elliott wave theory, you get 3 waves down. Okay, and so those 3 waves down are your ABC correction. So I've drawn this in. So your A wave right here is the 3 waves down from your 5-wave push up, okay? And then you get a B wave. And this B wave, remember, is in 3. So I'm going to take this off just to see more clearly. This B wave, mind you, is going to look something like this. Composed. 1, 2, 3. Remember, the last wave of every corrective sequence is going to be impulsive, and that's what we're currently in. Now, I want to draw your attention, or I want you to focus on this A wave, initial break of structure, right? We had 5 waves up. This A wave was the break of the uptrend. We're going to use this and a basic rule in Elliott wave to determine the maximum extent of the B wave, okay? So this is going to be taking the phi ratio, which is the 1618. I believe the B wave ends here. Okay, yeah, the 1618, which is a phi ratio of this A wave, which gives us 113. This means that I do not anticipate that the DXY exceed 113. This is the upper resistance according to this analysis, if this analysis holds any water. Now, does it mean that we're going to reach 113? No, not necessarily. It means that that's the upper resistance of this A wave. So a lot of people online are saying we should have hit resistance because we're seeing resistance, and it should have hit, you know, resistance at 103 and you know, broken down from that, or even sooner at 102, right? But that's not how these things work. We all know that B waves can retrace to all the way up to the 1618 of the A wave. So this is why 113 is what you should be eyeing as the uppermost limit, okay? Now, why are we looking at the DXY? Most of you will know that the DXY is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. So if the DXY is pumping, Bitcoin can't pump, and vice versa. They are correlated, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if you look at the history of the DXY and Bitcoin, and if you chart them side to side, we don't have time to do that right now, they're not perfectly correlated. So that means the DXY can go up and Bitcoin go up simultaneously, right? But generally speaking, they are indeed inversely correlated. So it's important to look. But according to our analysis, the DXY is essentially at resistance, okay? Can it pump a little more? Yes. And here's how much, here's what I'm seeing more particularly. So let's go on a smaller weekly time frame. Okay, I'm seeing that we have 5 waves up, and we are currently in the 5th wave, and I'm not seeing the 5th wave finished. Okay, so within this 5th wave, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. I'm seeing we just are in the 3rd wave. We may start to enter wave 4, but I do not see us being done with this 5th wave. Okay, and this is just an approximation using a Fibonacci extensions. I don't really have time to go into detail as to what I looked at, but essentially I'm looking at like the 1618 and the 2 Fibonacci extension of wave 1. And so my determination is that we're in wave 3 of 5. So I anticipate the DXY to go up even more. Okay, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin can't go up as well at the same time, especially given that the DXY is close to ultimate resistance. All right, I don't have time to go into our favorite altcoins today, but we're going to do that tomorrow. Hope this was helpful. Hope this was useful. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.